So I wanted to try out the capture functionality of my new Xbox Series X to see if I could use it to get some test footage from a new gaming channel. A channel that I actually made in order to practice speaking English, because as you can clearly hear, English is not my native language. So in order to get some test footage, I fired up my favorite online shooter, Battlefield 1943, a game that I used to play a lot back on my old PlayStation 3. And then, in the very first round I played, I had the absolute best match of 1943 that I've ever had. And let me tell you about it. Okay, so first off, a little disclaimer. I am not an amazingly skilled player. I'm not terrible, and I can often hold my own as a rifleman, but I'm far away from being a top-tier player. So when I say that I had the best match of Battlefield 1943 that I've ever had, you should probably adjust your expectations accordingly. So right off the bat, we're not off to a good start. I don't think there were many players in the match yet, but you could see that the enemy had captured all the flags and we were bleeding points bad. So I jumped out of my plane in order to capture back some of the flags. No enemies in sight, but an available tank. I'm a terrible tank driver, by the way. Then I had my first encounter with the enemy, which I did not manage to kill because I'm a terrible tank driver. I didn't even know where the guy went. And after playing hide and seek for a few moments, I went on to capture the next flag. I always feel so vulnerable when driving a tank, always waiting for a guy with a bazooka to pop up and shoot at me. Which happened almost immediately. Well, so I just ditched my tank, and then I got my first kill. This next guy should have been the easiest kill in the world. Did I mention I'm not an amazingly skilled player? Got the kill assist though. So after that I ran off to capture the flag at the airfield, which is always scary because you are so vulnerable waiting for the flag to be captured. And of course I could hear an enemy tank, which is something you do not want to meet as a rifleman. You can't shoot at it with your rifle grenade, but it does almost no damage. But you know, what else could I do? I didn't want to run away and let the tank capture the flag, so I just ran around trying to damage the tank when I could and not get spotted. But then I actually managed to destroy the tank. I was ecstatic. How did I manage to destroy a tank with a rifle grenade? Well, if we look at the footage again, we can actually see how I managed to kill the tank. Because I was not the only one fighting the tank. I had a teammate on the ground who, just as I was about to fire my rifle grenade, managed to fire a rocket which hit the tank, and my rifle grenade just took off the very last bit of health from the tank. So you could say that I actually stole his kill. Sorry, GPXXXBTW12. The name just rolls off the tongue. But on the other hand, the tank was firing at my buddy, so you could say that he, or she, would probably have been killed, and that I actually saved the day. It even says savor a kill bonus. Yeah, let's go with that. So after that, I wanted to head out to the flags on the south. Oh, and there's a sniper. Not today, buddy. As I was saying, I wanted to head out to the flags on the south side of the island. I captured the flag by the bunker, and I was going to head out to the last flag, but it looked like my teammates got it under control. And there's my buddy GPX again. Hopefully not mad that I stole his kill. But since my teammates got it under control, I started heading back to the airfield, which had been recaptured by the enemy. And then I could see a tank on my right, and I bravely ran away. Yeah, fighting a tank as a rifleman in open terrain, not such a good idea. Heading into the airfield, I saw an enemy, which I should have been able to kill. But right after, I got my revenge with a sweet double kill. And then I had my first death. Killed by Got Yao. He was actually the guy in the tank that I killed earlier, so he finally got his revenge. Just before I got the double kill, you could actually barely see him passing by the window, running around the building to flank me. Well, after spawning, I headed back towards the airfield. I could see an enemy icon at the airfield and I just fired my rifle grenade almost blind, which actually hit. But then trying to kill this dude in the jeep? Yeah, not today. Got him a moment later though. Finally, I could head back to the airfield. Got another kill. As I was getting to the flag, I could hear the air sirens. And then I saw it. The bombers. And they were coming for me. Would I be able to capture the flag before being killed by the bombers? Nope. Got Yao got me again. So after spawning, I thought I might try my luck in a plane. So I soon got in a dogfight with another plane, but right before I would have destroyed his plane, the guy jumped out. But I couldn't let the guy get away this easy. You can't hide from me, my friend. After this, I had a couple of deaths. First by getting too greedy, trying to kill another plane and getting killed by anti-air. And then I got hit by a sniper. The journey then went to the north part of the island to join the fight. I'm not sure what I tried to do there, some 360 no-scope action or something, but I got a kill. For this next guy, I think I must have been drunk or something, because I could not aim straight for the life of me. Finally, I got the kill. Then I had a sweet moment with some nice kills. Even got my revenge on Got Yao. After that I got a few more kills. First this guy in the jeep. And then a couple of guys closer to the capture area. At this point I was actually pretty satisfied with how the match had gone. It was nothing amazing, but I felt that I got plenty of kills and just a few deaths. You notice that we were still pretty bad behind in points, although we had just one more flag to capture. And the rest of the match would take place around this last flag. But then, what followed was one of the most intense experiences of Battlefield 1943 that I have ever had. And that would be the last guy I killed in this match. So there we are. We won the match and I got 34 kills. The most kills I've gotten by far in any match of Battlefield 1943. So that will be it for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.